Could you do it? Would you do it? Which one is correct? Could I speak English? Would I speak English? Should I speak English? These three verbs could be very tricky or confusing for a lot of English learners. Are they tricky for you? Well, today I would like to challenge you with a would, could, and should test. Are you ready? Kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe, ay subscribe mo na ang channel na ito at i-like mo na rin at i-share sa iyong mga kaibigan. At maraming salamat sa pagbisita mo sa aking channel. I hope you learn a lot. Sige na, subscribe mo na. Hello, welcome back to my channel. For today, I'm going to ask you some questions using the different forms of could, would, and should. And I will ask you to try your best to answer these questions. Use your heart or your mind to choose the correct answers. You have 3 seconds to answer the questions. Choose could or would or should, and then I will explain clearly what's the correct answer. Okay, let's begin. Okay, here's the first question. In my younger days, I could, should, or would run for miles at a stretch. Okay, which one is correct? Ready? 1, 2, 3. What's the correct answer? The answer is could. Okay. No? Why is could the correct answer? Here are the uses of could. By the way, before I explain this, I would like to remind you that could is the past tense of can. Okay. Number 1, it is used to talk about ability that existed in the past. Okay, when we say ability, ang pinag-uusapan natin yung kakayahan. Okay. And ability that existed in the past. Yung kakayahan na ginawa mo or kaya mong gawin noon. That's why in our example, last year, I could read without eyeglasses. Okay, so you'll notice that was last year. What is your ability last year? Okay, you could read without eyeglasses. Nakakabasa ka pa ng walang salamin nung nakaraang taon. Maaari ngayon hindi na. Okay. But when you say, I can read without eyeglasses, that is in the present tense, no? Yun yung kakayahan mo ngayon. Now, but when we say, I could read without eyeglasses, that is already in the past tense. That's why, in your first question, ang tamang sagot ay could kasi in my younger days, ano? Past tense. So, I could run. Yun ang kakayahan, okay? Okay, another use of could is could may express possibility or uncertainty. So, you have there the examples. Number 1, you could do it if you tried hard. This is an example of possibility. Pwedeng mangyari, you could do it, pwede mong magawa kung susubukan mong mabuti, no? Kung pagbubutihin mo. So, there is a possibility that it will happen. Okay, number 2 example, the government could not sustain the needs of the poor. Uncertainty, this is an example of uncertainty, meaning, hindi sigurado. When we say uncertain, hindi sure, merong pagdududa. Okay? You can also use could to make suggestions or give polite advice. So, you have there the examples. Number 1, we could go to the movies if you are interested. So, it is a suggestion. Ano? We could go to the movies. You are making suggestion. And then, another example, you could just stay at home when not feeling well. This is an advice. Okay? When you give advice, it must be a polite advice. Okay? Using could. Question number 2, we had a terrible night. The baby couldn't, shouldn't, wouldn't go to sleep. So, what is the correct answer? Okay, what is your answer? 1, 2, 3. Okay, answer. The correct answer is wouldn't. The baby wouldn't go to sleep. Let's listen to the explanation why wouldn't is the correct answer. Okay, here are the uses of would. By the way, would is also the past tense of will. Okay. Number 1 is, would is used to talk about what people want to do or are willing to do in the past. So, anong ibig sabihin? Yung gustong gawin o hindi gustong gawin ng isang tao sa past. Okay. So, in our example, Dad would lend me his car so we didn't have to take the train. So, ano yung gustong gawin? Ang gustong gawin ay ipahiram yung kotse. Okay, so hindi na nila kailangang mag-train. At ito ay nangyari sa past. So, this is past action. So, balikan natin yung question number 2. Ano? We had a terrible night. The baby wouldn't go to sleep. Ano yung ayaw gawin? No? Ano yung ayaw gawin ng baby? Wouldn't go to sleep. Ayaw niyang matulog. So, may not kasi siya, kaya wouldn't. So, pareho din yon yung gusto at ayaw gawin. So, I hope that is clear. Number 2 use of would is to make request, offers, or polite expressions. So, here are examples. Would you like any tea? Or you are making an offer. Would you please be quiet? And this is making a request. Another use of would is also used in hypothetical situations. Okay, what do we mean by hypothetical? Pagka sinabing hypothetical, hindi pa siya nangyayari or assuming pa lang. Okay, so you have there the example, I would like to buy a boat one day. So, yon, ano, assuming ka lang na sa pagdating ng panahon ay makakabili ka nun. Here is your number 3 question. You could, should, would be wearing a mask when you go out to be safe from having COVID-19. Okay, what is the correct answer? 1, 2, 3. The answer is should. Okay. I hope you got the correct answer because that is just very easy. You should be wearing a mask. Okay, let's find out why that is the correct answer. Here are the uses of should. Number 1, should is used to give strong advice, make recommendations, and opinions. Okay, so when you give your advice, it must be a strong advice. So in our example, you should try to lose weight. No, this is an example of advice. Siguro kaya ganun ng advice mo is you have seen something. Baka sobrang mataba na kaya kailangan na talagang mag-diet. Our second example is you should study in public school. This is a recommendation. Parang advice din, pero what you are saying is you are recommending to study in public rather than in private. Another use of should is for obligation, duty, and correctness. Okay, so examples, you should be at work now. This is an example of duty. Okay? Kailangang nandoon ka sa duty mo. You shouldn't have said that to her. That is correctness. Ano? You are correcting something na hindi mo yon dapat sinabi. Okay? So, in using should, ang dapat lang nating tandaan, parang pag ginamit natin yung should, there is an obligation o ito yung kailangan mong gawin. If you will not do it, parang something is going to happen. Parang ganun. Because it entails obligation, duty, or a strong advice. Okay? Okay, balikan po natin itong tatlong question. Now, could you do it? Would you do it? Should you do it? So, kung i-analyze po natin ay pare-pareha silang tama pero magkakaiba ng ibig sabihin. So, kung tatagalugin natin, could you do it means kaya mo bang gawin, no? In the past, no? May kakayahan ka bang gawin? While would you do it means do you have the willingness to do? Meron ka bang willingness na gawin? And should you do it means kailangan mo itong gawin, no? Should you do it? Kailangan mo ba itong gawin? Okay, so Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng tatlong yan. Actually, marami pa pong gamit ang could, would, at should na hindi ko nabanggit. So, we'll do it next time. And I hope in this video you learned a lot about the use of these three modal verbs.